Well, for me, I think that for Fredrin, he can carry on the early game. The sustain will make them go into the mid game, and also will make them be able to defend and either or also force down a fight and the Claude in the late game. So far for FLUX, I'm completely agreeing with the draft. But on the side of NIGHTMARE Esports, again, I think that yes, he can carry on the early game. Mart's also beside the Lilia, but he cannot take in that much, or like he cannot be the face-checking hero for NIGHTMARE Esports. So right now we will see that they have used the Vixana and switched the Faramis. Okay, they switched the Faramis to the room, and no, when I looked at the Arlet, I almost took back my words, but the Arlet will be used on the XP lane. So it's pretty confusing because we haven't seen a Faramis roam in a really long time.
Yeah, that is interesting too. I did think it was going to be going in the mage position, but that just kind of shows the flexibility of FireFlux's picks here, is that now they're going to have a pretty decent amount of damage for the Vexana, especially when it combined with somebody like Fredrin, who's got the taunt that he can use to kind of keep everybody close. That's going to be prime time for Vexana to be laying down a ton of that damage, that Eternal Guardian as well. What we see on the side of NIGHTMARE Esports is the possibility of trying to get those one and dones. They're going to try to get those little ganks in, pull them back, but the only problem here is that when you have a Franco, you're going to land a hook. It kind of needs to be a Vexana, because if it's not Vexana, you're going to land a hook, bring it back, maybe you go ahead and put the suppression on it, but you're basically making you and your team a target for all of the abilities that Vexana can lay down on you, the pop-ups, the CC, the Eternal Guardians that are going to be swinging on you. So it's going to be very tricky. A lot of boxes for NIGHTMARE Esports from Lao to be able to make this a successful fight against FireFlux.
It is a very tricky pick, and also a very smart one, because if you look at the Franco, he's one of the suppression heroes. His ultimate is unescapable, so he can take down the Claude. But again, he will force the enemies to use Purifies. We will see right now, oh, they don't even have Purifies. So they have chosen to let and to bet on not hitting those Iron Hooks from Jaspin. But on the other side, you don't want to take in a lot of damage from NIGHTMARE Esports. Anyways, we are 1 minute into the game. FLUX Esports up against NIGHTMARE Esports. Decide who's gonna proceed in this match.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of damage coming out from Jasmine right now, trying to make a little bit of an escape. But like you were talking about, like while that bloody hunt is basically, you can't get out of it, no matter, even if you had to purify, Jasmine himself, Franco himself, can be stunned and feared out of it. Oh, speaking of which, we do land a little bit of a hook. Rosa going to expend that flicker to get himself back out of harm's way. Epix takes a little bit of damage from Lexi, who is now in the jungle, and you can see that fear doing its work. Such a huge amount of CC for such a little character, and we're going to start seeing it be come more and more into play as we move into the mid game.
Both mid laners didn't buy the room yet, so there must be something being prepared from FLUX Esports, because I was looking so closely above their head, their tiny heads. I didn't see any roaming item being used either by Apex 47 or by Rosa, and having the Vixana on Apex 47 means that he will be also again the roamer, so it's a Vixana room.
Yeah, very interesting too. I mean, I believe they didn't buy it early because they just wanted to make sure they could get the maximum amount of farm to their roam. Hopefully, like right after this first turtle, the roam picks up that level 4, can become an issue. Vexana going to have the Eternal Guardian, as we were talking about that Tenzi here, getting locked onto. We were talking about that damage. Out comes the Appraiser's Wrath. Tenzi able to match it up with the Retribution to snatch away this turtle from NIGHTMARE.
That was so clean from the side of Tenzei, using the Retribution and applying it for the first time in 2 games and getting that contest between him and Too Easy for Lexi, even though Too Easy for Lexi have the second skill, also the immunity that comes with it, and the Retribution. Again, Tenzei was the one who settles down the turtle fight. 3 minutes into the game and no casualties for both teams. Almost the same farm for both teams, and everything looks so quiet on both sides. NIIGHTMARE Esports are still seeking an opportunity, and this opportunity will be served to them just by the Franco, because he's the only one who can make a surprise attack. There's no face-checking heroes in this game. There's no one to take in some damage. NIIGHTMARE Esports are totally relying on their heavy guns and their damage.
Yeah, you can see already taking down, that big taunt coming out from Tenzi, and chunks down. 2 members of NIIGHTMARE down to about half health. Just been caught rotating here, does land a bunch of damage from Apex, and the Appraiser's Wrath gonna finish the job. That's gonna be a first blood for FLUX.
On the bot lane though, they want to, oh my god, they are going in.
Yeah, they go in there, and this is what we were talking about. A lot of that damage, a lot of that CC, that comboing that you can get from Apex. All that Tenzi needs to do, go in, get a taunt off, walk out. Meanwhile, you have Apex there, able to throw down some CC. The fear comes out, and then the Eternal Guardian. And Cammy can do nothing but zigzag back and forth, confused, until he is down and sent back to base.
Oh my god, looking at the clock, getting fed up from FLUX Esports, and this Iron Hook doesn't land upon Sunshine. Sunshine is moving so swiftly, and not seeing a single purify from FLUX Esports terrifies me, even as a viewer, not just as a caster. So any try or any attempt from Jasmine to hook someone, it will be successful. But are they betting that they will hook, but yet force a team fight?
Yeah, out comes another Realm. Tenzi still able to get the Lord, finds a kill onto Jasmine, and Lexi and Jack are trying to get away here. As FLUX gives chase, we do have a flicker in. Alien able to find a kill onto Lexi, turned that around on him, and now it is 4-0. NIIGHTMARE Esports in a bad spot, while the rest of FLUX starting to claim purple buffs, starting to claim towers, and enforce their will onto NIIGHTMARE's side of the jungle.
Well, this is the all that I wanna see, and this game, Alien has answered me. Look at the mid lane. This is the turret that you don't expect to see falling down in a matter of 5 minutes. But going back to a point I was just raising, the Franco is a really dangerous pick. He can take one off, and that's why he's called a pick-off hero. But once he hooks someone, maybe it will be lethal for NIIGHTMARE Esports to follow up upon this hook, because with a flicker final slash, or even with an ultimate or a first kill or anything that has used with the crowd control, they can cancel out all what NIIGHTMARE Esports are planning. So FLUX Esports, when we go inside the game, when we go and proceed minute by minute, their draft makes more sense to me, and it's easy to execute, having 3k gold lead, and right now 4-0 with cleaning out that mid lane first turret.
Well, that's the problem too with NIIGHTMARE Esports. There's a lot of boxes that need to be checked for them to be successful. The stars literally need to align, because Justabin can throw a hook into anywhere, but he has a bigger chance of actually landing that hook onto Tenzi. Oh, Jack down the bottom gets caught. Tenzi finds another kill. That is 5-0. A very dominant game, very different from the last one from NIIGHTMARE Esports and FLUX here. But as I was saying, you have a bigger chance of catching Tenzi with the correct positioning, because he's going to be up in front. If you catch him, hook him, bring him back to your team, you have a bigger chance of getting that taunt onto all of your team. The damage that Tenzi can put out, the tankiness that he has. Yeah, we're going to see right now. He's trying to get a good position there. Tenzi still able to get the turtle. Lexi going to try to use that mortal coil to get him and his team out of harm's way. They are going to back up, but you can see here already the damage is starting to be done. Tower at the mid is opening up the map. They're going to go ahead and try to get this purple buff, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get invaded.
It doesn't seem too easy for Lexi anymore when it comes to the retribution battles, when it comes to getting inside those turtle bits. he cannot contest against Sensei when it comes to the retribution this game. Looking here at the turrets, looking here at the itemization, we will notice that FLUX Esports are so far ahead, even though we are just 8 minutes into the game. And look at the items Claude already have. Oh, an Iron Hook.
Yeah, we do see the Nether Realm come out, and that's the problem. You land the Iron Hook, you're gonna have to deal with the Nether Realm and the rest of the team. Apex able to find a kill on to Jasmine as well. And that is the danger. You land the hook, but now you have to deal with the entire team diving in on you, especially supported by the Nether Realm.
Oh my god, the Iron Hook. It seems like it's working against Nightmare Esports. They did land an Iron Hook with a flicker, a really smooth one, but he's overestimating his HP. Tenzi plays with fire, and Nightmare Esports go back after losing one of their first and initial turrets. And look at Sunshine. He's just taking one more and added up there in the score for his team.
Yeah, and this is unfortunate for Nightmare Esports because, I mean, you're losing that early game advantage. Lexi already not getting damage items. He's already started trying to get defensive items, as we saw there. The Marksman, Sunshine, already sitting at about 2K gold above County right now. So they're having such a dominant performance here that there's not much that you can do, especially when you actually make a play. Hook does go just a little bit wide of Apex, and that's a purple buff that goes over to FLUX as well.
When he lands an Iron Hook, he doesn't just need that Iron Hook to hit. He wants it to hit, and he wants to drag this player who have just been hooked back behind his own teammates, not just in the middle of them. He wants to drag it just far behind the front laners that he have, so that Nightmare Esports are able to apply any kind of damage. Sometimes when I see this Iron Hook, I'm actually afraid that Nightmare Esports won't be able to follow up. Each time he brought someone, he just brought a disaster to his team. No matter, even if he got a damage dealer, it's still working the other way, not working for the favor of Nightmare Esports. Anyway, looking here at the minions being synced once again and taking all the secondary turrets, including the bot and the top, and now looking forward to see the mid lane go down for FLUX Esports. Nightmare Esports need to find a solution, and they need to find it so fast. Whether that solution was a single play or like a one-man miracle that's being pulled off, or even a team effort. The Lord didn't even march in, and the inhibitor turrets are in danger when it comes to Nightmare Esports.
Yeah, and they're just being, this is just a surgical game, basically a class getting given right now on how to sync lanes, how to one by one take down towers, not expending, oh man, Justin tries to get a hook, still goes wide, and man, and this is unfortunate because there are just very few answers right now. You're basically waiting. FLUX needs to make a mistake. Nightmare needs to be there to be able to capitalize on it. We do have an Eternal Guardian coming out there. Lexi gets taken down from the side. Alien finds the kill there. Now they are pushing in. Out comes a little bit more damage, and Jack able to take down Apex, and we might be able to turn this one around a little bit, but you can see Sunshine still able to take down that tower. 7-1 lead right now, just under a 10K gold lead.
Oh, a flicker final slash coming from Alien, but doesn't find any targets to be used upon. And look here, Sunshine just focused on pushing those turrets. The ultimate, the rescue didn't come fast enough from Rasa, so goes down Apex 47 for the first time in this game. And again, Mobile Legends is a strategical game. It's not a killing game. 7-1. This is not a massive lead, but when it comes to gold lead, we are almost 1K per minute ahead for FLUX Esports, using that gold gap to its limit. And look here at the itemization. Claude is just having fun picking whatever he wants from the items, while on the other hand, Brody is trying his best to keep up with the Claude. The damage is just unbearable when it comes to this moment for Nightmare Esports.
Yeah, and you can see there what's from those items that Lexi never even able to take off with damage items. He is a full tank Mars. Oh, we do land a stun here. Suppression lands onto it. Are they gonna be able to take down Apex? Here comes the Nether Realm for the save. Ooh. And they turn it around onto NIIGHTMARE, give chase, and find 2 kills instead.
Oh my god. Oh my god, just looks so hard for NIIGHTMARE Esports to come back from that. 4 members marching from the mid lane. They will not even go for the next Lord. They might just end it, and they might just end it. Now,
yeah, you can see Jasmine in trouble here. Jack and Lexi trying to create an escape here, but now the pressure is on. Minions coming in. Can they defend? Whoa. Lexi taking a heap of damage. In comes. Oh, that is going to be it for Jack. Minions not at the core just yet. A silent breath from the side of NIIGHTMARE Esports as they're not going to need to defend it, but you have this Luminous Lord coming up as FLUX, I mean, very quickly turn their sights on the Lord.
When it comes to breathing, I don't think that NIIGHTMARE Esports are even able to breathe at this moment. They cannot take a single breath when it comes to this game. NIIGHTMARE Esports are far behind, and FLUX are just increasing the pressure in a suffocating manner. FLUX Esports will just wait, freezing all the lanes out just to sink again. All the minions to go inside the base and finish this once and for all with a 2-0 full sweep. But NIIGHTMARE Esports might just be able to pull off a miracle, because this is what they need to get back from such game. They need a miracle, and they need it now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not sure where that miracle comes from, unless we're talking about a comet coming and landing on FLUX right now, because all members right now underfed, not enough items. You can see right here, the big Eternal Guardian comes in. Nether Realm is out, bursting down the side of NIIGHTMARE. And there goes the core. You can see it getting chunked down. That is going to be a clean sweep for FLUX.
FLUX Esports taking that second game without breaking a sweat, with a really solid draft and a really well done execution, taking 2 games into their favor. Well played for FLUX Esports and NIIGHTMARE Esports. They need to find the solutions in the upcoming games. If they still have upcoming games, we will know after the end of this day who will play against who. But so far we know for sure that FLUX Esports have proceeded to the next stage.
Yeah, very unfortunate for NIIGHTMARE. I mean, that was completely, I want to say, FLUX just had every single counter ready, and unfortunately for NIIGHTMARE, the pick for the Franco, a lot of the picks came down, and it just wasn't enough. Every corner pretty much covered by